Our primary election coverage continues tonight. At this hour, ballots are still being tallied throughout the valley and the state. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Catherine Herr.
And I'm Brian Dorman. CBS 47's Karen Cruz Orduña joins us live from the Fresno County Elections Office with a closer look at how the ballot counting process works. Karen, good evening.
Good evening to you, Brian and Catherine. That's right. Last night was a busy night, but even today for poll workers. And I did speak to some, and they were telling me that they're counting tens of thousands of ballots, and they need to be processed first before they are counted. Are working around the clock to make sure every ballot is counted. Fresno County Clerk James Co says counting ballots is a process.
We shift around different assignments, whether we're doing the initial counting and processing or reading, scanning in signature verification. Co says most ballots will be counted by this time next week. Security is the primary focus. In Fresno County, there hasn't been any major security issues. We're never transporting ballots with fewer than 2 people, whether that be from one of our drop boxes, whether it be picking up and delivering from one of our vote centers. So we're always have that control and an audit path where you know who's collected materials and who's delivering it, who's accepting it.
As for the preliminary results for Super Tuesday, political analyst Tom Holyoke says Valley voters had something to say for some local races.
I think what the voters had to say was, I don't want to do this. It seems that turnout was probably very low in this election. And I think there is not a lot of voter enthusiasm out there at all.
Holyoke says many are not enthusiastic about the presidential candidates for this term. And local candidates might have to work a little harder for the general election on November 5th.
Which means for local candidates, it really all comes down to who is best at getting their own supporters to the polls in spite of the lack of enthusiasm.
As for the turnout, Co says usually for the presidential primary election is at around 40%, but we don't know that information yet. However, we will find out in about a week or so. Live in Fresno, Karen Cruz Orduña, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.